Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to our You'll Never Walk Alone WhatsApp group and our new Liverpool YouTube channel. Okay, so this was our match day review of Liverpool versus Chelsea in the FA Cup final in Wembley, London town. This was our second final that we met Chelsea. Obviously, we met them in the Carabao Cup, beat them on penalties. This is the last team that Chelsea could win this season. They're going to finish third. They got to two finals. They're obviously knocked out of the Champions League. So so they had an awful lot to play for, and to be fair to them, they turned up. It was a very tight game, very entertaining 0-0. Obviously, we had tons of chances. They had a couple of chances. They missed a couple of golden opportunities, if we're being truthful. Alisson made a few great saves. Mendy made some great saves. It was, we had, first 25 minutes, we tore them apart. They struggled to even get their foot on the ball or even get into our half. We were very dominant. And unfortunately, we couldn't turn that domination into goals, which gave them an opportunity to start clawing their way back into the game. But they did. They created probably the best chances in the early first half, even though we were all over them. They had two or three chances that maybe if they had got a goals from them, only for Alisson, things might have been different for them, but they weren't. We clattered the post more times. I think it was 3 or 4 times. We hit the post. Nearly everyone hit the post. And, there was nothing between the sides. Obviously, it went into extra time, more of the same. The boys tried. It was their 60th game of the season, and there's a big part of me thinks that, we've learned from previous mistakes. Mo Salah came off after 32 minutes. Obviously, that was concerning. But then when you see back the interviews after the end of the game, Mo was just being careful. He knew that if he played on, he could potentially lose in getting to the Champions League final. And we need him in that final if we're going to beat Real Madrid. We need everybody. We're going to have to be our best to beat Real Madrid. And we need Salah. And then Van Dijk did the same thing. He felt a bit of a tight muscle, but I think he's okay. He came off as after extra time or after full time. I think he decided it was enough. And I think that was the mistakes of yesteryear, where the boys would have played on, injured themselves worse than they needed to be, and then they missed the next important lot of games. I think I can see us resting Salah and resting Van Dijk for the last two games of the league games of the season. As I've said on many times, I think that Man City, it's theirs to lose, and until they actually drop points, I think they're going to win their last few games. I always have, if I'm being truthful. I've been saying it for a while. Obviously hoping that they would drop points, but they're an awesome side. There's no getting away from that. And I'm more than happy with the season. We've been phenomenal in the FA Cup. We've been phenomenal in the League Cup. We've been great in the league. We've been amazing in the Champions League. It's very hard to be critical. And I'm not going to be on a day that we lifted another trophy. Second domestic trophy of the season. It sets us up nicely for the last 3 games. We're going to play 63 games this season, and you could tell in the second half especially, legs were getting tired, boys are getting tired. They're playing a lot of football every 2-3 days. Liverpool have played every 3 days for months. And it is starting to catch up on them. So I think he'll change the squad around quite heavily for the league games, and rest some players that are starting to, he's got Fabi injured now. He's got Van Dijk carrying a knock, and now he's got Salah carrying a knock. I think he's going to rest them 3 till the Champions League, and I think he'll just bring in the squad players for the league. As I said, until City drop points, we can't really talk about the league. But other than that, a fantastic performance. Great team selection. We played them. We deserved to win. We had the better chances, and we played more football than they did. But it was a good game. They played very well. Commiserations to Chelsea. They did all right. That's their second defeat in 2 finals, and they played in 2 penalty shootouts, and they played really well in both finals. and probably against another team that probably would have won. But we're not just any team this season. We're a team on a mission, and to get the treble with the Champions League and the 2 domestic cups and pushing Manchester City to the way we have is a phenomenal season. We've got a tough game on Tuesday away at St Mary's in Southampton, and I think then we've got Wolves at the weekend away at Wolverhampton, and then we fly then out to Paris for the week of the Champions League. So it's going to come thick and fast. The end of the month will be here before we know it. There's only 3 games left of this wonderful season. I urge all Liverpool fans to enjoy the FA Cup, enjoy our successes, and pray that we can get players back from knocks before the Champions League, because we're going to need them against Real Madrid. Anyway, I will do a player ratings and who was my man of the match. There's a lot of standout mentions. Some players played really, really well. Everyone was great though. So yeah, that's it. First off is the review, and I'll do the player ratings next.